Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai.
Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish, yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary. And I will make the place of my feet glorious. The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despised thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. Whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, but no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations. Thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and shalt suck the breast of kings. And thou shalt know that I, the Lord, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. For brass I will bring gold, and for iron I will bring silver, and for wood brass, and for stones iron. I will also make thy officers peace, and thine exactors righteousness. Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders. But thou shalt call thy walls salvation, and thy gates praise. The sun shall be no more thy light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee. But the Lord shall be unto thee an everlasting light, and thy God thy glory. Thy sun shall no more go down, neither shall thy moon withdraw itself. For the Lord shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended. Thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever, the branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, the Lord, will hasten it in his time.
Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful they got there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh, Shai. Pushing to get up out of here, Shalom to the hopeful late, to the believers, the listeners who may have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. All right, and what I want to get into tonight, just a continuation, the book of Tobit. All right, we're in the 3rd chapter. We're just gonna, read, in the spirit, and Lord will, this is edifying, going back to Tobit, which is one of, our forefathers from, the tribe of Naphtali of the northern kingdom, who went into captivity, and there's a lot of, points, within, this book, that we can relate to within our captivity, so no further ado, like I said, we'll get straight into it. Yep, so let's get into it. Tobit, the 3rd chapter. All right, so this is the book of Tobit, chapter 3, verse 1. Okay. Now this is other Tobit. He was blind, Okay, he was blinded by the dung, from a sparrow, landed in his eye. He was blinded. He lost pretty much everything. Except his wife and his son. His wife, had to go to work and pretty much make do, you know, make ends meet. So now he's in the spirit, pretty much almost like a Job. We're gonna, see, he's pretty much, like damn, like I'm finished, I'm through. He's praying, within his grief, okay, which we can all attest, to being in grief and just praying to the Lord, like, just end this thing, just do something, and this is Tobit, within his state of grief. Now, this is the book of Tobit, chapter 3, verse 1. It says, Then I, being grieved, did weep, and in my sorrow prayed. Okay, so he's been going to a prayer. It says, saying, O Lord, thou art just in all thy works, and all thy ways are mercy and truth, and thou judgest truly and justly forever. Remember me and look on me, punish me for my sins and ignorance, and the sins of my fathers who have sinned right before us, for they obeyed not the commandments, wherefore thou hast delivered us for a spoil, and unto captivity, unto death, and for a proverb of a reproach to all the nations among whom we are dispersed. So he's praying, and he's in the spirit. He's speaking of him being punished for his sins, the sins of his forefathers. Okay, which, hey, that's all throughout the scriptures. Because going back to that first covenant, which we break, all right, there was a punishment, okay, for that. And Daniel, when he was grieved in the spirit, he spoke, you know, of their time. So let's go here to the book of Daniel. All right. Let's pause here. So let's get the book of Daniel, the ninth chapter. All right. And a lot of our forefathers, they would speak, in their grief, which we know Daniel, he was a captive, in Babylon. Tobit, was a captive in Assyria. Okay, so you have the northern, our forefather of the northern kingdoms, and our forefather of the southern kingdom. Daniel, from the line of Judah. Okay, um, so let's get this in the book of Daniel. All right, chapter 9. You know, and what is this? Is it Daniel's prayer for his people? Okay, our forefathers will, they will make intercession, on behalf of the people. All right, so let's start here. This is Daniel 9:9. It says, To the Lord our power belong mercies and forgiveness. So, they're making, intercession for Jake, and, our forefathers would be in grief, but they would always, remember to be in order, with their complaint, So you see, just as Tobit, Daniel was beginning, he's going into his prayer, okay, giving reverence to Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. All right. It said to the Lord our power belong mercies and forgiveness, though we have rebelled against him. And see, one thing about the truth, we had come to grasp to where we have to have self accountability. Like really when we examine, everything that we did before we came in the truth, like damn, we should come to the conclusion like we need mercy, you know, and we should, have awareness of self accountability even while we're in the truth. That's why scriptures continue to say, examine thyself, okay? Because self accountability is a major factor, of coming into true repentance, man. Okay. And it says, reading on, it says, Neither have we obeyed the voice of the Lord our power to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants, the prophets. Because see, Daniel is including himself in it because he knows he's not perfect. You know, he know that he was known to be. Scripture say he had an excellent spirit, you know, and he was of integrity, but he knows that he wasn't perfected, you know, so he knows that he's short of the glory of Yahweh Shema Shai, the perfection. You know, no one can be on the high horse within this ministry, man. You know, we all have to really have self accountability and constantly self examine. Verse 11 says, yeah, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore, the curse is poured out upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses. Okay, going to Deuteronomy 28, man. It says an oath that was written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him. Okay, and he have confirmed his words which he spake against us and against our judges, and judged us by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem. Okay, speaking of captivities, man. Okay, and even this latter captivity that we're in this time, all right, this has been a horrific, all right, captivity for our people, you know, and this is the most horrific captivity a nation ever has ever been in, man. Okay, but this is all the anger of the Lord for our disobedience. Okay, let's go from there. Let's get that in Micah, the 7th chapter, you know, and just getting examples, you know, of self accountability. You know, it's Tobit. Like he know, like damn, you know, even Tobit was charitable, but he know like he wasn't perfect. You know, so anything that happened, you know, the Lord justified in doing it. You know, there's the book of Micah, chapter 7, verse 9. It says, I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him. Okay, and that's, you know, when we first come in the truth, like a lot of that zeal, you know, come from that guilt, you know, that we have of all the things that we was doing that was off. You know, so you know, you get to be extremely zealous, you know, because you feel played, you know, then you feel that guilt, you know, so you know, everything, you know, we do when we first come in, a lot of times it be over exaggerated, you know. Like I said, it goes back to that guilt. Now, it's Micah 7 and 9, it says, and I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. Okay? So we understand, even right now, day to day, that we're constantly bearing the indignation of the Lord, man, in the nation of the Lord. You know, we're still subject to payments, you know, in the truth, but guess what? We're still subject to payments. We're still subject with the vexation of this world. Okay, we still gotta, you know, look at the filth of this world, and you know, there's nothing we can do about it. That's part of the indignation of the Lord. You know, the sons of God being powerless, that's part of the Lord's indignation, man. You see? So until the Lord plead our cause, you know, we have to bear the Lord's indignation, man, when certain things happen, you know, the things that we go through, the chastisement, you know, the you know, the setbacks, the betrayals, all these things are in the nation of the Lord, man. You know, still upon us, man. But we know we come to a time where the Lord is going to plead our cause and execute judgment on our behalf, man. You know, and he says he will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. Okay, and we're being brought forth to the light of righteousness, man. You know, all the way into the time where Yahweh Shai is going to be revealed himself, man. You know, it's a constant increase, you know, within this light as we're in this truth, you know, until we get to the point of seeing Yahweh Shai, man. You see? So let's go from there. Um, Because Daniel, because Tobit, he had a contrite heart, man. Let's get there real quick in the book of Psalms. This book of Psalms. All right. Psalms 51 and all right, Psalms 51 and 16. It says, "For thou desires not sacrifice, else would I give it. Thou delightest not in burnt offerings. The sacrifices of the Most High are a broken spirit, a broken and a contrite heart, O power, thou wilt not despise." Okay? That's what the Lord is dealing with. Like we had to be broken. You see, this captivity was meant to break us, man. Okay? And we heard this word, hey, we was meant to be broken. Okay? That godly sorrow the scriptures, speak of, man. You see, and that's what the Lord is dealing with. Those that are sorrowful for disobedience, man. Okay? It says, "Oh power, thou will not despise," man. Because hey, when you're broken, you're gonna be extremely humble, and you're gonna be extremely willing to listen to correction, man. When you're in the state of being broken, speaking from experience. Okay, so let's go. Let's go from there. All right, let's get back to Tobit. So this is back in Tobit, the 3rd chapter, verse 5. It says, "And now thy judgments are many and true. Deal with me according to my sins and my fathers, because we have not kept the commandments, neither have we walked in truth before thee. Now therefore deal with me as seemeth best unto thee, and command my spirit to be taken from me, that I may be dissolved and become earth, for it is profitable for me to die." So now he's even requesting the death. It says, "Rather than to live, because I have heard false reproaches and have much sorrow. All right, command therefore that I may now be delivered out of this distress and go into the everlasting place of the spiritual realm. Turn not thy face away from me." Okay, so he's to the point. He catching so much hell. He like, look, he's requesting a death, man. You know, just like when you go to Job, let's get into Job. All right, it's the book of Job, chapter 3. Okay, this is Job 3, and yep, and pretty much Job, requesting, to be taken out. This is the book of Job, chapter 3, verse 12. It said, "Why did the knees prevent me, or why the breast that I should suck?" Okay, "For now I should have lain still and been quiet. I should have slept. Then had I been at rest." Okay, in verse 11 said, "Why did I not?" It says, "Why died I not from the womb? Why did I not give up the ghost when I came out of the belly?" Okay, so Job was catching that hell, and he to the point he requested, a death, man. Okay, Jacob was under distress. Okay, so let's go back to Tobit. Yeah, hey, the Most High can, hey, Most High take you there, man. You can. It's a terrible power. What the hell is this, man? But he chasing, whom he loved. Okay, and this is back in the book of Tobit, chapter 3, verse 7. It says, "It came to pass the same day that in Ecbatani, a city of Media, Sarah, the daughter of Ragu, was also reproached by her father's maid. So now, okay, we're is going to Sarah. Okay, it went to Tobit. Okay, he put up his prayers, and now we into Sarah. Okay, which is the woman that eventually Tobias is going to marry. But now she's going to go into her prayers. All right, and it's going to go to her. Her circumstance, her situation, what she had going. It said because that she had been married to 7 husbands, whom Almadeus, the evil spirit, all right, a demon, had killed before they had lined with her. Dost thou not know, said they, that thou hast strangled thy husband? Jake, Jake making rumors, the servants. He said, thou hast already 7 husbands, neither was thy name after any of them, because they didn't get to, consummate the marriage. That demon will put him to death. Wherefore, those thou beat us for them, she probably hard on them, you know. So they, yeah, like, damn, how Jake do, man. Take a story and run with it. Okay. It says, if they be dead, go thy ways after them. So they like, see, you should go to the spirit world with them. Okay. Said, let us never see of thee either son or daughter. Like, damn. So they were going hard on, like, don't it's good that you're not having children. It said, when she heard these things, she was very sorrowful, so that she thought to have strangled herself. All right. She's thinking about taking herself out, you know, because as a woman, it was extremely important. See, we live in a society now where marriage is just, an option, for a woman. Women just float around, you know, just float around and be, pretty much whatever they want to be, go through all these phases and be everything, but a wife, you know. But our foremothers, they took it very seriously to become a wife and bear children, man, which was the Lord's intent. Okay, we're going to get it. It says, and she said, I am the only daughter of my father, and if I do this, it shall be a reproach unto him, speaking of killing herself, and I shall bring his old age with sorrow unto the grave. Okay, so now let's go. And finish reading. Says, now, O Lord, I set my eyes and my face toward thee, and I say, take me out of the earth, that I may hear no more the reproach. Thou knowest, Lord, that I am pure from all sin with men, which she never knew men. Now, she never, lay with the men. She was still a virgin. Now, let's go here just to show you, okay? You go to our foremother Rachel. All right, come on, man. All right, so you go here to our foremother Rachel in the book of Genesis, and let's go to Genesis. Yeah, Genesis 30. Okay. Now this is before, Rachel had any children, but her sister Leah, were having children. Okay. And it says, and when Rachel saw that she bare Jacob no children, in Genesis 30 and 1, it says, when Rachel saw that she bare Jacob no children, Rachel envied her sister and said unto Jacob, oh man, come on, man. Hold on. again. This is Genesis 30:1. It says, and when Rachel saw that she bare Jacob no children, Rachel envied her sister and said unto Jacob, give me children or else I die. Okay, so Rachel like, give me children, at least I die. Like she was fussing, but she was serious. You see, because women understood the severity, they understood purpose, they understood legacy, they understood nation building. Okay, not this little silly shit that women are into today. You know, the vanity that the majority of women are engulfed in today. They understood the severity, of legacy and nation building. Okay, now let's go back and get that in Psalms. Because that was and when we go here to Psalms, okay, and you have to understand dealing with women, their main purpose is to bear children, be, have mother, and wife duties, you know, and it's a vital part, and going into the kingdom when we all will be, highborn women, we'll have, particular duties of administration, and overseeing the affairs of estates, you know. This is Psalms 113:9. It says he maketh the barren woman to keep house. Okay. And like I say, to keep house, especially as we're going into the kingdom, the Israelite men are going to be kings and lords, women, would be the keeper of estates, you know, and be overseeing the domestic affairs of their house, man. Okay. And it's going to be with much joy because of the resources and the handmaids and everything that we're going to have to make the woman's job extremely efficient and joyful, in the kingdom, man. All right, just speaking of times to come. So Psalms 113:9, it said he maketh the barren woman to keep house and to be a joyful mother of children. Praise ye the Lord. And it's in the woman's nature to be these things. Okay, but Satan has corrupted, the masses so much that the majority of women, want to be everything but that, but you have, that remnant of sisters that's, getting back in their order, that's tapping back into their purpose, man, the mindset of their purpose, you know. So let's go back to Tobit chapter 3. All right, this is the book of Tobit 3 and 15. And it says, and that I never polluted my name, nor the name of my father in the land of my captivity. Like I said, she kept her virtue, because that's a very shameful, stain on a man's honor, for a daughter not to be a virgin. It says, I am the I am the only daughter of my father, neither have he any child to be his heir, neither any near kinsman, nor any son of his alive to whom I may keep myself for a wife. My 7 husbands are already dead, and why should I die? But if it please not thee that I should die, command some regard to be had of me, and pity taken of me, that I hear no more reproach. So the prayers of them were heard before the majesty of the great power. Okay? Look, those prayers pierced the clouds, and the Lord will start to move just like even with Hannah, okay? I think Hananiah, which is the mother of Samuel, when she prayed, the Lord took heed, you know. If a brother can put that on the comment, if a brother can put that on the comment board, I think that's in Peter. Our Lord hear the prayers of the righteous, you know. Let's get that. First Samuel 2. Yeah. Yeah, this is yeah. First Samuel chapter 1, verse 10. Now this is the mother of Samuel. All right. It says, and she was in bitterness of soul and prayed unto the Lord and wept sore. And she vowed a vow and said, O Lord of hosts, if thou wilt indeed look on the affliction of thy handmaid and remember me, and not forget thy handmaid, but will give unto thy handmaid a man child. So she was specific. She requested a man child, because that's, that would be an heir, to her husband, you know. So she requested a man child. Said, then I will give him unto the Lord all the days of his life, and there shall no razor come upon his head. All right, she made pretty much a Nazarene vow, for Samuel. It says, and it came to pass as she continued praying before the Lord that Eli marked her mouth. Now Hannah, she spake in her heart, only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard. Therefore Eli thought she had been drunken. And Eli said unto her, how long wilt thou be drunken? Put away thy wine from thee. And Hannah answered and said, no, my Lord, I am a woman of a sorrowful spirit. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but have poured out my soul before the Lord. Count not thy handmaid for a daughter of Belial, for out of the abundance of my complaint and grief have I spoken hitherto. Then Eli answered and said, go in peace, and the power of Israel grant thee thy petition, and thou that thou hast asked of him. And she said, let thy handmaid find grace in thy sight. So the woman went her way and did eat, and her countenance was sad no more. And they rose up in the morning early and worshiped the Lord, and returned and came to their house in Ramah. And Elkanah knew Hannah his wife, and the Lord remembered her. Okay, and she conceived, and the Lord heard that sincere, prayer, So that, Lord, we're gonna say a faith booster, for everyone, but especially, you sisters that are sincere. The Lord is hearing, those prayers, man. The Lord is hearing those prayers. The thing is just to be patient and just keep doing the right thing. Keep doing what's required. You know. Um. So yeah, that's the precept. Could you put the what verse it is, brother? I don't know what. It's kind of, I can't see what verse it is, brother. Yeah, we're gonna put both of them. Yeah. So um, let's go back to. All right, this is the brother Bayan Yashala, Proverbs 15 and 29. It said, the Lord is far from the wicked, but he heareth the prayer of the righteous. Okay? So the Lord is far from the wicked, because see what Esau Edom, is doing today. All right, and this time he's he's trying to make a request for this NWO, and it's gonna be rejected. The Lord not dealing with this man in this NWO of wickedness, man. But said what? But he heareth the prayers of the righteous, man. And we just seen the accounts of that, you know. So the prayers that we're sending up today, they're piercing the clouds, they're being heard, you know. Yep, the water, brother. This is the brother a lot. All right, GMS Halak Yasha'Allah, Shalom. First Peter 3:12, it says, "For the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous, and his ears are open unto their prayers, but the face of the Lord is against them that do evil." Okay, so you see the same thing. Okay, so the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous, and his ears are open unto their prayers. All right, and what the feeling is going to be when the Lord, start granting those prayers of the destruction of America, the deliverance, of His people. Okay, the establishing of a righteous kingdom. You see, the desire of our hearts, like this, that's what a joy that's going to be. So let's get this in Tobit, finish it. All right, let's end it off. Okay, it's the book of Tobit. All right, so verse 16 says, "So the prayers of them both were heard before the majesty of the great power, and Raphael, which goes into Rapha Ya'ala, okay, healer of the Most High. You see, is the archangel. It says, and Raphael was sent to heal them both. That is to scale away the whiteness of Tobit eyes, okay, and to give Sarah, the daughter of Ragu, for a wife to Tobias, the son of Tobit, and bind Asmodeus, the evil spirit, because she belonged to Tobias by right of inheritance. The self same time came Tobit home and entered into his house, and Sarah, the daughter of Raguel, came down from the upper chamber." Okay? So the Lord heard both prayers, and He's going to intertwine, all right, and heal both of them, and He's going to join two families, man. Okay, so this is also, a faith booster to know that the Lord got all these things worked out, man. In their due season, the Lord is going to answer. That's one thing when we do throw these prayers up. There's an aspect of faith, that comes with it, that the Lord is, going to answer, you know, and to heal them both, man. And as a nation, we're going to be healed. Let's get that, you know, as a nation, we're going to be healed. So let's get these. Let's get that in the book of Matthew, chapter 9. And the Holy Spirit has been sent, as a healing for us. This word, So this is Matthew 9:10. It says, "And came to pass, as Yahushua said at meat in the house, behold, many publicans and sinners came and sat down with him and his disciples. And when the Pharisees saw it, they said unto his disciples, Why eateth your master with publicans and sinners? But when Yahushua heard that, he said unto them, They that be whole need not a physician, but they that are sick." Okay? So Yahushua, is the ultimate healer. and we're all being healed by Yahweh Shai. Okay, his word, he comes in the volume of the book, and his word is a healing. We're healing from all type of trauma and just broken spirits, confusion, not knowing our purpose. We're being healed, low self-esteem, low self-image. We're being healed from all these things through this word, man. Okay? Or pride, having, thinking too highly of yourself, you know. We're being healed from these things through the word. Okay? This is Jeremiah 30:17 said, "For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, said the Lord Yahweh Bashem Al Shai, because they called thee an outcast, saying, This is Zion, whom no man seeketh after." Okay? So we're being healed through this word, man. It was always a promise, within prophecy that the Lord, will restore health unto us, man. And it's an ongoing process until, we're changed. Okay? And let's end it here. Well, let's get this first. And so you know that this ministry is a great healing. Okay, this is Isaiah 61:1. It says, "The Spirit of the Lord power is upon me, because the Lord have anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He have sent me to bind up the brokenhearted," which is broken in the mind. Okay, to proclaim liberty to the captives. And we were spiritual, we were physical captives, but our spirits and our minds was in captivity under this devil, man. When we looked at everything only from a perspective he had created, man. See, this gospel is a perspective that Esau has no control over, man. This is the true gospel, the true doctrine is a perspective that this devil has no control over, man. Okay? So the truth has set us free, as it says in the book of John 8:32. It set us free in the spirit, then the physical, all right, release is coming. The physical freeing of the captives. It says, "In the opening of prison to them that are bound," okay, "to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord and the day of vengeance of our power, to comfort all that mourn." Okay, so this is what's happening through what? The preaching. And his word is is healing. The Lord giving us faith to believe, all right, and the gospel is a healing within itself. It says, "To appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning." And our joy comes from what? What's written. We have a joy in these prophecies, a joy in the promises, that the Lord gave us the faith to believe in. Okay? The garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that it may be glorified. Okay? And it all comes through what? The preaching of the word. All right, let's get this in Malachi, and it's going to be completed, at the coming, okay, of Yahweh. Now, this is Malachi 4:2. It says, "But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness," which is Yahweh, "arise with healing in his wings." Because when Yahweh show up in those chariots, we're going to be changed. That's going to be us being completely healed and restored. Okay? "And ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stalls." Okay? So just as, the Lord heard Tobit, and Sarah, and sent Raphael, the angel of healing, he's going to do it on a major scale with Yahweh, man, the ultimate healer. Okay? So that was that for the book of Tobit, the 3rd chapter. Lord will, we continue on, reading, and going through it and getting, the spiritual nuggets, from this book of Tobit, So that was the point. Pray that you brothers, all right, and you sisters will edify once again We give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders, GMS, who rule well, teach well, being great example towards younger brothers, and peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.